Today we are going into a second grade classroom and the students are going to use Cuisenaire rods, which they are very familiar with, and we're going to introduce the concept of odd and even and pairing things up in groups of two, which is the foundation for multiplication. All right, so they're Cuisenaire rods. Does that sound familiar? You guys have used these before, okay? Let's have a couple more people share. Yes, sir.
They're all different colors and they're all the different lengths.
They're all different colors and different lengths. Anything else you want to add to that? Yes, sir.
The biggest and the smallest ones. The biggest ones with 10 numbers, like all 10, and then all the little ones are with ones.
I'm so glad you said that. That just leads right into what we're going to talk about today. You're going to take the red and you're going to use it to measure all the other colors. Now, I am going to give you one little thing, and that is just a recording sheet. Okay? It lists the colors over here, and over here it asks you, what did you find out when you use the red to measure the other colors? So over here is where you will write what you discovered with your partner. Okay, so you're going to put your name on this. Everybody's going to have one, but you are going to be working with your partner.
I figured out 3 reds. If you line them up on the green, it's 3 reds on the green. 2 black. 1, 2, 3. I don't really get this.
I got it. I can do it. Yeah.
What did you notice when you were? I noticed you were lining up the reds. What did you notice?
That one of them were split in half and they're not all together. Because it's this is probably an odd number, not an even number. So when you do all of these, it won't get an even number.
Sorry, your paper says 2.5 reds. So show me that again. Show me what 2.5 reds. Show me what 2.5 reds would look like.
2.5. 2.5.
How come it wasn't 3 reds?
Because, look, if you do that, there's still half left over on this red.
Do you know why that is?
Yeah, because this is 2 and this is an odd number.
Here, will you just kind of talk us through that?
Well, it's an odd number, so every time we add 2 of them, and if we add 2 of them, if we add every 2, and then we have a little bit more space, I thought that there's not enough yet, and if we add another one, it would be coming off, and I only did that once on the white, so I thought I couldn't do 1.5 on every odd, so I thought I could add one little block.
So how are you going to record that on your sheet? How would you write that on your sheet for blue?
I'd probably put 4 blocks, 4 2s, and 1 1.
I'm going to show you. Remember my example was it took me 2 reds to equal a purple. I want to take those words and turn them into an equation. How could I do that?
You could add 2 plus 2 equals 4.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
Let's look at what I built. Remember, I built this and we said 2 reds equals 1 purple. I probably should have maybe put 1 there. So if I wanted to write that as an equation, this is what I could do. I could say, well, 2, remember this is worth 2, so I'm going to say 2 plus another 2 equals, when I put those together, what does that equal? 4.
2, 2, 4, 6 would be 3 reds.
So how could you write that as an equation?
3 plus 3 equals 6.
Okay, she says 3 plus 3 equals 6. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, but is this a picture of 3 plus 3?
If you put some in half, there would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you could tear that apart. It would be 3 plus 3.
That's true, I believe you, but look at this picture right here. Let's just take this picture that you built.
It could either be 4 plus 2, or it could be 2 plus 2 plus 2.
2 plus 2 plus 2 equals
6.
6. That's the real equation, isn't it? That describes this picture, so why don't we write that down next to dark green. 2 plus 2 plus 2 equals 6.
And yellow would equal 5. It would probably be need to have a 1 in it
Okay.
because we can't fit another 2 here, so we have to put a 1. And so after that, it would be 2, 4, 5. The 2, 4, 6.
So how would we write that equation?
2 plus 2 plus 1.
Do you agree?
Since you can't add another 2, or else that would be 6.
Okay, why don't you write that down for yellow then? John, my friend John, when we were doing this exploring with measuring by 2s, came up with something very interesting that we asked him to share. So he's gonna, maybe we can help him carry that up. We're gonna have you come up under the document camera so we can see what you did. And can you talk us through what you did and why you did that? So why don't you tell us what you did and why you did it? Because that looks very different from how we usually make our staircase, doesn't it?
Yeah. What I did was I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 1, 3, 5. 7, 9.
Now why did you do that? How
So-
did you know that you could do that?
So that I can get a better understanding of what I'm doing. So that I can see, okay, well, this is odd and this is even.
Okay. What do you think about that? You made 2 separate staircases. He said some math words in there. He said odd and he said even. John, what do you mean by those words? Could you explain that to somebody?
Yeah, I mean this, it can be split into 2 odds. See that? And then an odd, it can only be split into 1 even and 1 odd.
What did your equations look like for the evens?
My equations look like, you see this 10, I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Okay, so that's counting by 2s, but when I say equation, what would it look like? 2 plus.
2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2
So
plus
what
2.
did your equation look like for the odd rods?
It looks like this. 1, 2, 3, and then one of these.
So it wasn't 2 plus 2 plus 2.
Yeah. So these even rods can be made out of reds.
So if you had an even number class on your paper, if you had an even rod, did you have an equation that was 2 plus 2? Or 2 plus 2 plus 2? Or 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2? Did anybody have those equations? Okay, did you have any equations where it was 2 plus 2 plus 1? Or 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1? Did you have any of those? Okay, so think about the difference between those 2 kinds of rods. Now that the kids have had a chance to explore with the rods and sort of started that conversation about odd and even, we want to really focus tomorrow on what does that idea of groups of 2 mean, and so that's where we'll go tomorrow.